3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Forex Trading Show. Forex trading live every weekday morning. Real trades, real profits, zero analysis. Set back, relax, and get ready to profit. And now, your host, Terry from FXWithTerry.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know that no one else on the internet shows their trades like I do? No one. If you find someone, that'd be really cool. But why waste your time? I am showing everything. I am showing my exact trades from my exact algorithm. And what's cool about it, as the intro says, zero analysis. We are not analyzing anything. Why would we need to? We have an automated system that enters all of these trades at the exact precise time. Again, I say this quite a bit, but if you're new, you might wonder what my entry strategy is. It doesn't matter. You couldn't do it anyway. It's beyond human ability. Across 22 pairs, 24 hours a day, you couldn't do it. There's been some massive currency pair movement. When I say massive, compared to the last 90 days, there's been some massive movement. We're finally, here we are, Monday, January 6th, finally getting into some volume. Maybe we're getting back to some market volume. That's what we would expect. Now, you're looking at the free signal trade here. Let's actually talk about this differently than what I just said. We've been in this trade since December 12th, nearly a month, 3 weeks. Pretty much unheard of. AUD-NZD is one of the slowest movers in the world, about 40 pips a day, and this thing has went completely sideways. And this is kind of a good example of what we do is we trade the market, and other people might look at this and go, well, I need another trade. I need to be in something else. Well, you could be in something else that was wrecking your account also, right? Pretty unprecedented to be in this pair for 3 weeks. I will say that. What's also interesting is no one has said a damn word. You understand the market is slow. So, literally nothing going on there. I looked back on this in the chart. Let's look at the day here. I mean, look at this thing. Just absolutely going nowhere. It's been there for a month. It's been there for 3 weeks. We are in some sell trades. So, yeah, you can see we entered the sell trades over here. Pull up my trusty pen. We entered the sell trades over here. And yeah, we just have not got to that point. Maybe if I think about it, it wasn't. Let me see when that was. Nope, sorry. Let me pick. We entered the sell trades. Let's see, December 9th. Maybe somewhere in here, I'm thinking. So these are all day candles, so it's been about 3 weeks. So it's just done nothing. So, you know, listen, we trade the market. We trade what the market gives us. I do get private messages all the time. Terry, did this trade go off? Did this close? You know, and that's more so coming from a standpoint of just wanting more trades, right? It's the dopamine hit. You're trading. The market's given to you the movement that is given to you. Let's pause here and go on to the next account. A lot of stuff to look at, just a lot of movement last night. I could tell when I was sleeping the amount of notifications that went off on my phone, and I'm just so used to it now, it doesn't bother me, but I do like to hear the volume. Let's take a look at, we'll just run down the list randomly here. Let's take a look at the gold account. This is the actual feed itself. No gold trades open right now. As far as history goes, had some nice closures. Basically, that basket of trades that we were in from last week went ahead and closed. Remember, I was applying hedging to this. So there are hedge trades in here. All but I think one of them. Let me see here. There were no negative hedge trades. Hedge trades were the sells. So there's a positive. There's a couple there's a break even. There's a positive one. There's a positive. There's a positive hedge trade. Hedging works. It's working for what we're doing. I heard someone in the group today go, "Hey, well, why is the algorithm on the one profitable pair feed adding a buy and a sell at the same time? I don't understand." I'm like, Jesus, we've been talking about this. How long? 2 months? 6 to 8 weeks? 6 weeks at least. So I kind of love the fact that people come in and subscribe, just take the trades and don't pay no attention to what we're talking about on a daily basis. Probably not a good idea. You might want to hear from the guy that created the algorithm, this guy, hear what he has to say on a daily basis, because the market's going ape shit all the time. It's doing this, doing that, doing something different. If you don't know, I certainly, if you want to annoy the shit out of me, come to me when you're having issues, but we've all been in the same, shitty trade for 2 weeks, but you finally figured out that it's shitty 2 weeks later, and say, what should you do? What you should do is pay attention. The one thing that doesn't happen, which will begin to happen, I would imagine at some point, is we'll get so many people in here that they're asking so many questions, I won't be able to hear your shit anymore. So you ought to take the advantage right now. If you go ahead and tell me I'm not going to grow the hell out of this, right? I am. That's the goal. I've been really just kind of doing R&D, research and development, for the last year, but I'm ready to solidify what we're doing here. Anyway, you probably ought to be asking some stuff instead of waiting, especially now that you have some free time in the group, just based off of nobody else saying shit, right? I'm not saying you have to say shit, but free 100% consulting. Let's see here. Brian says, which is why you need mods. I think you're talking about the group or something like that. I really don't need mods. It's not anything overwhelming. Maybe at some point I'll do that, but why? I'm definitely not going to have moderators for a few hundred people. Maybe a few thousand. But even then, gold looking really good. Gold hedge working very well. I did do one manual manipulation where I added a hedge, and yeah, all worked out freaking perfectly. So let's pause. Let's see what account we're going to look at next. Let's just run down the line. Here is one. I'm pretty impressed with this. So this is the full algorithm on a $10,000 original base account at taking every trade in the algorithm at a 0.07 lot size. That's kind of the old school recommendation when we first started this algorithm, and we were in the Trump era, and the economy was doing well. This thing just absolutely crushed. So look at this right now. This is, I don't know if I said it, this is all 22 pairs with auto hedge built in at a 0.07 base lot size. These are the entire amount of trades open right now in the algorithm. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trades in the world open right now. That's not to say that there wasn't a lot of closure. If we go to the history in the day, so $393 closed today. And that's relatively low if you look at the rest of the algorithm. Like we're going to go look at remember, this all has hedging built in, right? So hedging is going to take some losses along the way. But It's intended to take a few losses here and there, yet protect the account potentially when you get a currency pair that just runs ape shit against you. And it happens. So let's compare this. Well, let's look for the week. 838 for the week. Almost nearly 4,000 for the month. Okay, on a 10K account, that's 40%. You with me? 40%. Just had a CAD Chief trade go off. Let me pause here and let's go over as a contrast, and I'll show you the entire algorithm without auto hedging. Remember what those numbers were. So here's the entire algorithm that we trade without auto hedging. $655.91. So about, what was it? About $250 difference. Okay. But what's the difference? I'm not hedging, and I'm bidding 0.03 lot size more. So a 0.10 total. So yes, it's going to be more, but there's no protection on this. This is more an example of what's the market doing right now. $115 drawdown at a base 0.10 lot size, and what I say, 10 trades open. Like, talk about, I think that's where the big revelation is there. That $655 closure, that's quite a bit with such a low drawdown. So let me look here. So that's for the day. So for the week, 1,883. This is the overall algorithm with no hedge protection. Your account probably could not handle this many trades, certainly at this lot size. And then for the month, $8,171. On a $10,000 account, which probably could not handle all trades at a 0.10 lot size, a $10,000 account would have made $8,100. Is that 81%? Yeah. It's just high risk. You probably, again, your margin level percent would probably not do well if you were taking the entire thing at that lot size. However, also remember, the market is very stable right now. Doesn't appear to be having any runaway trades. So don't get lulled in to, wow, this is amazing. Everything's winning. I just plugged into excuse me, the automation a week ago, and you're just going to crank your bid up until you get an AUD NZD that runs away on us, 40 trades. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. That's why you should come to the daily live session and ask what you ought to be doing. It's very unique to you. This algorithm is infinitely scalable. But if you don't know how to scale it or what to scale it to for your account, you're probably in trouble. Just looking for another account here. This is the one I want to show you. This is my Forefront testing account right now. So this is the one profitable pair feed with auto hedge built in. And I started this at $10,000. We're at $16,231. Let's look at the results here. So for the day, right? This account, we've had a lot of trades, man. That's crazy. Look at that. It took $3,000 in losses on GBP USD. That is interesting. I'd have to look at that. Those are all hedges. Interesting. But nonetheless, it's still a net profit of $986. The account protection is in play here. So you're going to feel a certain way about these particular. I mean, there must have been so much movement last night. I literally I've seen none of these trades. This all happened last night. That is absolutely amazing. And even to be able to take those losses on the hedge and still come out at a net profit, that's account protection. But look at this thing. So for the week, it's made $2,459, and for the month, nearly $6,000, nearly 60%. Okay? You have to understand the advantage that auto hedging affords you. And you have to understand why the account is showing, it's not a loss, it's an amount off of, I mean, still, that's pretty incredible for the month. It's an amount off of the net profit. But that's protection. There's no other way to be able to bid this high on this size of an account. There's no other way other than the auto hedge. Auto hedge is a game changer, but you have to understand the mathematics on the other side of it. You have to be comfortable with what you would call a loss. I don't know what else to call it. It's just a negative from the ledger, but we ended in a net profit. So there's no losing there. You didn't take a loss. Certainly didn't take a loss off of your principal balance. So this is really impressive. Now, I started an account yesterday. I'm running all kinds of different tests and experiments. Now, this one is actually a real test, so stand by. I'm going to pull it up here and I'll tell you what we're looking at. This kind of fits into something I'm going to be talking to you guys about, but I'm not going to get too far into it today. Let me see if I can find this. It's a brand new account as of yesterday, so probably take, and you know what? I didn't put it on here. Son of a... Hold on a second. I got it on my other phone. I want to at least quote the numbers to you. So I started a small account, $2,000. Here it is. $2,000 yesterday. I'm trading one pair at a 0.10 lot size. Now, really, I put 2,000 in there. Really, I'm trading, in my mind, I'm trading $1,000. So I'm trading $1,000 at a 0.10 lot size using the OPP and auto hedge. And it made $85 last night. So nearly 10% last night. I mean, 8.5% last night. Okay. Now, when you see those numbers, that doesn't mean that it's going to be consistent. Let me come back to an account here while I'm talking, because I believe that is probably every account I'm going to show you. Sorry, I have so many accounts. Let me put this up here while I'm talking. So I'm going to say this very briefly because I'm going to go into extreme detail on this pretty soon. I believe, from my experience and understanding and masterminding with other individuals, I believe that it could, or it may, or it probably is better to have a portfolio of accounts that are dedicated to a currency pair with auto hedge on a small account basis, allowing you to diversify yourself across, let's say, potentially 22 different accounts, right? Or more. Where you really only have in each account $1,000 at risk. I'm going to leave it there. Think about that. I've run the numbers, run the math, thought about it a lot. That's what I'm actually moving my accounts to, but we'll talk more about, we got to get into the details. I'm being very general and basic with it right now. But let me look at one other thing here. Something we haven't looked at. If I can find it in my account list here, let's try this one. It's not that one. Not that one. I believe it is this one. Stand by. So, like for example, our stable profits feed that's available to license holders only, it closed a trade on the last day of 2024, and it has not opened anything since. Trust me, it is running. There's just no volume there on Euro GBP to be able to launch a trade. Let's see here. Yeah, I can leave this up here. Actually, we'll go back to the free signal while I finish, instead of looking at a blank screen. One thing you could do, I mean, I thought about just getting out of, there's another GBP USD sell trade. You could get out of this trade right now if you're in profit. We've been holding it for nearly a month. I just let them play out, right? I don't like to feel like, oh, I need to get out. There's no reason, right? The market's not there. You can have FOMO. You can have fear of missing out, that you were in the wrong pair, that you could have been in other pairs that were moving faster. As soon as you do that, now you're chasing volatility, you're chasing currency pairs, and then you're in trouble. So that is about all I wanted to share with you. Monday, January 6th. I'll see you Tuesday, January 7th. And, of course, I'm in the group, fxwithterry.com. Come on over to the Discord group and get engaged and get plugged in. I don't know why, if you're finding this on YouTube or Forex trading, I don't know why you wouldn't do this. Every other system is a losing battle. We are not losing over here. We're not losing, especially if you do it right for your account. So that's it. I'll see you in the next live session.
Thank you for joining us on the Forex Trading Daily Live Show. Get access to all of the free trades with full auto trading at fxwithterry.com. Be sure to subscribe and get notified of the daily live stream. And get ready for your next profitable Forex trade.